Moses Visits Paradise and Hell by Ginzberg. When Moses was on the point of departing from heaven, a celestial voice announced, "Moses, thou camest hither, and thou didst see the throne of my glory. Now thou shalt see also paradise and hell." And God dispatched Gabriel on the errand of showing hell to him. Terrified by its fires, when he caught sight of them as he entered the portals of hell, Moses refused to go farther. But the angel encouraged him, saying, "There is a fire that not only burns, but also consumes, and that fire will protect thee against hell fire, so that thou canst step upon it, and yet thou wilt not be seared." As Moses entered hell, the fire withdrew a distance of 500 parasangs, and the angel of hell, Nasargiel, asked him, "Who art thou?" And he answered, "I am Moses, the son of Amram." Nasargiel, "This is not thy place, thou belongest in paradise." Moses, "I came hither to see the manifestation of the power of God." Then said God to the angel of hell, "Go and show hell unto Moses, and how the wicked are treated there." Immediately he went with Moses, walking before him like a pupil before his master, and thus they entered hell together, and Moses saw men undergoing torture by the angels of destruction. Some of the sinners were suspended by their eyelids, some by their ears, some by their hands, and some by their tongues, and they cried bitterly. And women were suspended by their hair and by their breasts, and in other ways, all on chains of fire. Nasargiel explained, "These hang by their eyes, because they looked lustfully upon the wives of their neighbors, and with a covetous eye upon the possessions of their fellowmen. These hang by their ears, because they listened to empty and vain speech, and turned their ear away from hearing the Torah. These hang by their tongues, because they talked slander, and accustomed their tongue to foolish babbling. These hang by their feet, because they walked with them in order to spy upon their fellowmen, but they walked not to the synagogue to offer prayer unto their Creator. These hang by their hands, because with them they robbed their neighbors of their possessions and committed murder. These women hang by their hair and their breasts, because they uncovered them in the presence of young men, so that they conceived desire unto them and fell into sin." Moses heard hell cry with a loud and a bitter cry, saying to Nasargiel, "Give me something to eat, I am hungry." Nasargiel, "What shall I give thee?" Hell, "Give me the souls of the pious." Nasargiel, "The Holy One, blessed be he, will not deliver the souls of the pious unto thee." Moses saw the place called Aluka, where sinners were suspended by their feet, their heads downward, and their bodies covered with black worms, each 500 parasangs long. They lamented and cried, "Woe unto us for the punishment of hell. Give us death that we may die." Nasargiel explained, "These are the sinners that swore falsely, profaned the Sabbath and the holy days, despised the sages, called their neighbors by unseemly nicknames, wronged the orphan and the widow, and bore false witness. Therefore bath God delivered them to these worms." Moses went thence to another place, and there he saw sinners prone on their faces, with 2,000 scorpions lashing, stinging, and tormenting them, while the tortured victims cried bitterly. Each of the scorpions had 70,000 heads, each head 70,000 mouths, each mouth 70,000 stings, and each sting 70,000 pouches of poison and venom, which the sinners are forced to drink down, although the anguish is so racking that their eyes melt in their sockets. Nasargiel explained, "These are the sinners who caused the Israelites to lose their money, who exalted themselves above the community, who put their neighbors to shame in public, who delivered their fellow Israelites into the hands of the Gentiles, who denied the Torah of Moses, and who maintained that God is not the creator of the world." Then Moses saw the place called Tit-Bayon, in which the sinners stand in mud up to their navels, while the angels of destruction lash them with fiery chains, and break their teeth with fiery stones, from morning until evening, and during the night they make their teeth grow again to the length of a parasang, only to break them anew the next morning. Nasargiel explained, "These are the sinners who ate carrion and forbidden flesh, who lent their money at usury, who wrote the name of God on amulets for Gentiles, who used false weights, who stole money from their fellow Israelites, who ate on the Day of Atonement, who ate forbidden fat, and animals and reptiles that are an abomination, and who drank blood." Then Nasargiel said to Moses, "Come and see how the sinners are burnt in hell." And Moses answered, "I cannot go there." But Nasargiel replied, Let the light of the Shekinah precede thee, and the fire of hell will have no power over thee." Moses yielded, and he saw how the sinners were burnt, one half of their bodies being immersed in fire and the other half in snow, while worms bred in their own flesh crawled over them, and the angels of destruction beat them incessantly. Nasargil explained, "These are the sinners who committed incest, murder, and idolatry, who cursed their parents and their teachers, and who, like Nimrod and others, called themselves gods. In this place, which is called Abaddon, he saw the sinners taking snow by stealth and putting it in their armpits to relieve the pain inflicted by the scorching fire, and he was convinced that the saying was true, 'The wicked mend not their ways even at the gate of hell.'" As Moses departed from hell, he prayed to God, "May it be thy will, O Lord my God and God of my fathers, to save me and the people of Israel from the places I have seen in hell." But God answered him and said, "Moses, before me there is no respecting of persons and no taking of gifts. Whoever doeth good deeds entereth paradise, and he that doeth evil must go to hell." At the command of God, Gabriel now led Moses to paradise. As he entered, two angels came toward him, and they said to him, "Thy time is not yet arrived to leave the world." And Moses made answer, "What ye say is true, but I have come to see the reward of the pious in paradise." Then the angels extolled Moses, saying, "Hail Moses, servant of God! Hail Moses, born of woman, that hast been found worthy to ascend to the seven heavens. Hail to the nation to which thou belongest." Under the tree of life, Moses saw the angel Shamshiel, the prince of paradise, who led him through it, and showed him all there is therein. He saw 70 thrones made of precious stones, standing on feet of fine gold, each throne surrounded by 70 angels. But one of them was larger than all the others, and it was encircled by 120 angels. This was the throne of Abraham, and when Abraham beheld Moses and heard who he was and what his purpose was in visiting paradise, he exclaimed, "Praise ye the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever." Moses asked Shamshiel about the size of paradise, but not even he who is the prince thereof could answer the question, for there is none that can gauge it. It can neither be measured, nor fathomed, nor numbered. But Shamshiel explained to Moses about the thrones, that they were different one from the other, some being of silver, some of gold, some of precious stones and pearls and rubies and carbuncles. The thrones made of pearls are for the scholars that study the Torah day and night for her own sake. Those of precious stones are for the pious, those of rubies for the just, those of gold for the repentant sinners, and those of silver for the righteous proselytes. The greatest of them all, continued Shamshiel, is the throne of Abraham, the next in size the thrones of Isaac and Jacob, then come the thrones of the prophets, the saints, and the righteous, each in accordance with a man's worth and his rank and the good deeds he has performed in his lifetime. Moses asked then for whom the throne of copper was intended, and the angel answered, "For the sinner that has a pious son. Through the merits of his son, he receives it as his share." Again Moses looked, and he beheld a spring of living water welling up from under the tree of life and dividing into 4 streams, which passed under the throne of glory, and thence encompassed paradise from end to end. He also saw 4 rivers flowing under each of the thrones of the pious, one of honey, the second of milk, the third of wine, and the fourth of pure balsam. Beholding all these desirable and pleasant things, Moses felt great joy, and he said, "Oh, how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that put their trust in thee before the sons of men." And Moses left paradise and returned to the earth. At the moment of his departure, a heavenly voice cried aloud, "Moses, servant of the Lord, thou that art faithful in his house, even as thou hast seen the reward that is laid up for the pious in the world to come, so also thou wilt be worthy of seeing the life of the world that shall be in the future time. Thou and all Israel, ye shall see the rebuilding of the temple and the advent of the Messiah. Behold the beauty of the Lord, and meditate in his temple." In the world to come, Moses, besides sharing the joys of Israel, will continue his activity as the teacher of Israel, for the people will go before Abraham and request him to instruct them in the Torah. He will send them to Isaac, saying, "Go to Isaac, he hath studied more of the Torah than ever I studied." But Isaac, in turn, will send them to Jacob, saying, "Go to Jacob, he hath had more converse with the sages than ever I had." And Jacob will send them to Moses, saying, "Go to Moses, he was instructed in the Torah by God himself. In the Messianic time, Moses will be one of the 7 shepherds that shall be the leaders of Israel with the Messiah 120.